All right, fans, we're with our second night, Adrian. Adrian, how are you feeling about tonight's game?
I'm feeling good. I mean, Clippers got a close win yesterday, but I think the Spurs are going to come through, especially Wemby averaging close to 30 a night, it looks like. So I think he's going to go off this game.
Averaging 30 is something I could get used to, right? Like, that feels good to have somebody on your team that could do that.
Exactly.
What does this team got to do, man, to pull out some more wins?
So, of course, we got a pretty young crew besides a couple vets like Chris Paul, Harrison Barnes. I think just that veteran mentorship in the locker room is going to help a lot, especially just growth and experience, right? So I think just more of that, more reps, getting more reps in every game. And then, of course, when Pop comes back, he's going to do tremendous work.
Yeah, we're ready for him to come back. Wishing him the best, the health. That's got to take care of that, Coach Pop. But we do miss you here.
Yeah.
What is your ideal starting lineup for us now that everybody's healthy?
So, of course, we got to have Wemby out there. That stretch big and just very versatile. Of course, Chris Paul to be that facilitator. Of course, we got Trey Jones out there as a backup too. But I think that veteranship again and just being able to be that floor general is tremendous work. So I think for defensive purposes, definitely is Jeremy Shohan to get under the skin of the opponents. And then Julian Champagnie for sure, that 3-and-D type style. We need that. Just being able to spot up, shoot. Just getting past those screens. And then I would say for the three, I'm trying to think.
Because there's still Vassell.
Yeah.
You said Harrison Barnes.
I would say Vassell because he can kind of switch between the 2 and the 3, right? So I think him and Champagnie can kind of play off of each other. Whatever plays they're going with, they can switch off, and then they're both great defenders in my opinion, especially Vassell, and just being able to pick the pockets of the opponents. And then, of course, he could create his own shot. I think that's very versatile.
Yeah, and would you say Vassell has been living up to your expectations this season, or are you needing to see a little bit more from him?
I think he's doing great in his position because of the fact that Wemby's here now. So prior to Wemby, he was kind of like the main option in terms of scoring. So now that Wemby's here, he kind of gets that take a step back and really just be able to defend and then get his shots when he can, unless maybe Wemby is having an off night or somebody's just stepping up to the occasion, right? So I think Vassell, he's playing well in his role this year in terms of defense and then making his own shots.
Yeah, absolutely. And, what is this team missing in order to take that next step that we need to take?
So, of course, experience, right? Again, we're a younger team, so not everyone has been in the league for at least 10 years. So, and a lot of them haven't hit their prime yet. So, I think just, again, getting more reps in with the team as itself. Of course, there will probably be trades or pickups and free agency, but just the young core that we have, I think them meshing well together in practice and on home and away games, I think will be beneficial.
I agree, man. Those are great takes. Adrian, thanks so much for being on GSG Nation with us. Wishing you a happy New Year's, man. You and your Spurs family. Glad to see a bunch of y'all out. Can we get a Go Spurs Go before we head out?
Yes, sir. Go Spurs Go!
All right, Spurs fans, happy New Year's. We're here with our first fan of the night, Albert. Albert, how you feeling about today's game?
I'm feeling really good. It's about to be a new year. I know the Clippers are a little tough team, but I know we got it.
Yeah, I know. I think we're going to give them a good fight. I think all of our wins from here out there are going to be dogfights, so I'm okay with that too, especially if we come out with the W. So speaking of the team this year, what do we got to do to get some more wins this season?
Honestly, I feel like we've been on a good track. It's just we can't close out games at the end. We need to execute better, but I feel like if we just put in a couple guys from the bench more, Charles Bassey, Mamu, just a couple of those big guys, so it's not just Wemby trying to do everything. I know Zach gets into the game, but sometimes he fouls too quickly. He can't really score. He's not really a good defender, so it's just best that we just get our other guys contributing.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, who would you rather have as our backup right now? Is it Bassey or Collins?
Honestly, I would say Bassey. Just from the first games that he was coming out and they let him come in, he was just sitting here scoring. I mean, I know he catches a lot of lobs, but he can definitely get the boards too, defensive and offensively. It's just I feel like a bigger guy with his size and everything, he definitely doesn't back down, and he gets up there. He even gets blocks. So his thing is that if he gets more minutes, I feel like he's going to show out.
Yeah, I completely agree with that too. It's all about the minutes and finding that rhythm. But he's not going to find that if his minutes are so scattered. He doesn't know which rotation he's part of. So, what improvements does this team need to take the next step?
I don't want to start saying like a trade that I know everybody's been talking about, but every game I look at, we have at least 4 to 5 people that we don't even play. They get 0 minutes, and I get it. Some of them aren't contributing or they're not showing out in the game, so that's why they are benched or sit out. But like I said, I think we just need to let our other guys play, get some minutes, get some playing time. We're still not even halfway of the season, so it's best that we just give them that time to practice, get that experience, and we'll probably we'll definitely make a turnaround.
Yeah, we're going to make a turnaround. We're going to make a run eventually this season, I believe. For our starting lineups, my man, what's your ideal starting lineup for us?
Since seeing when Wemby started last year, I feel like Wemby, of course. I definitely am a big fan of Sohan because he does everything all around. Vassell, he's definitely a great shooter. He's been a starter. But at the same time, I feel like Castle should be in that lineup as well, just because, and CP3, of course, because when I seen the rookie getting mentored and getting all these knowledge and wisdom from CP3, he shows more. He's shooting the ball more confidently. He's passing it because, it's the Spurs way. But he's also just finding people. He's being selfless, like the way we're supposed to be.
Yeah, Castle's been great for us, man. He's definitely been a very happily surprised for us Spurs fans, coming along very quick, much quicker than we thought. Speaking of Devin Vassell, how do you think his play has been this year?
When he was out, I kind of figured he was going to be ready to show out like he was doing last year because it was just him and Wemby. They were the top 2 players going off. They was the best duo. But I'm guessing because of his injury, maybe not resting enough because he was probably really anxious to be playing again. I think he is kind of on and off. Like, I know he's going to follow his shots more. He's going to get more shot attempts. He's going to play better. But I think right now, maybe he's just overthinking it a little too much. But he still shows his confidence because he's driving to the basket. He's shooting his threes pretty well. But I think he'll definitely turn that around just like he did last year, and he'll have more consistent nights.
And then for sure, right now, keep him in the starting lineup?
I would say maybe up until the halfway point or until the All-Star break, just to see how he's doing. If not, maybe have him come off the bench like how Manu did as a six-man, just so that he can contribute. He can get shots going. Whether we're having a good or a bad first half, I feel like he's going to be able to put points on the board and he'll be able to help the Spurs out.
Yeah. Hey, Albert, those are great takes, man. Really appreciate your time. Happy New Year's. Thanks for being on GSG Nation. Can I get a Go Spurs Go before we go?
Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate y'all letting me come on this. Go Spurs, go!
All right, Spurs fans, it's halftime at the Clippers game, and I'm with Duran. Duran, how do you feel like we're playing tonight so far?
So far we've been dominating this game. Like we're up by 20 points, locking up James Harden. Really no outside shots going on right now, and we've been putting on a show in the paint too, especially Wemby.
Yeah, man, it's been a great show. He had 17 points in the first quarter. That's crazy.
It has been crazy. He's going off right now. He should be the MVP, to be honest.
Yeah.
Forget Nikola Jokic.
Yeah, forget Jokic. I love that, man. The first guy in the episode to say that. I love it. What do you think this team needs to do to start winning more games?
All right, to be honest, we need better coaching back. Right now we have an interim coach because Popovich is out. And I feel like that's where we're lacking at. We have no organization of offensive plays or defensive plays and all that. But that's what's missing.
Yeah, absolutely. And so what does this team need to improve on to take us to the next step? Wemby,
he's shooting too many threes, to be honest. He needs to play more of a big man role and not be the shooter. I get that we don't have too many shooters on the team, and that's what I feel like we need to pick up is some shooters.
Yeah, absolutely. This team definitely needs shooters. Yeah. Hopefully we get some of the offseason.
Hopefully.
What about backup center-wise? Do you feel like we need something like that?
Because Wemby pretty much plays the whole game every single game, and eventually once it comes playoff time, his body's going to wear down.
Yeah.
and injuries could pick up.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been impressed with how many minutes he's played so far. Obviously, it helps with the conditioning early on, but we do need to watch that and be careful.
Wemby has also played the whole summer because of the Olympics, too. He hasn't really had an off season.
Yeah, exactly. So we need to be careful with that.
Yeah.
What do you think of Devin Vassell's play so far this season?
I really haven't seen too much of Devin Vassell this season, but so far from this game, he's showing like he's a consistent mid-range shooter, and he can play his role really well.
Yeah, man. The way Devin's playing tonight, hitting those shots, like those are his shots.
No, he's been finding looks.
Yep, when he's hitting those, it's too hard to beat us. We're a good team when he's hitting those shots.
I agree.
Starting lineup. What's your ideal starting lineup?
Ideal starting lineup. All right, Wemby always starting. Got to have Chris Paul. Harrison Barnes at the small forward. I don't really. This might catch some flack, but I don't really like Zach Collins. We got to get him out of here, to be honest.
Not gonna catch any slack. A lot of people were saying that on the streets.
Power forward, I guess. Is Jones a power forward?
Jones?
Yeah.
No,
he's small forward.
What about you like Sohan? What do you think of Jeremy Sohan?
Sohan is good in the paint wise.
Yeah.
Shoot perimeter wise, not really, but I mean he's doing his role so far. There's definitely room for improvement, but he's not doing the worst. Like I saw him play against Minnesota the other day. It was kind of shaky, but so far today he's proven good.
Yeah, so far today's good. Against that Minnesota game, he held Anthony Edwards to only 14 points.
Really?
That was his lowest score of the season.
Okay, I take that back.
No, but the offense, is not quite there yet.
Yeah.
But I can get used to Wemby and Sohan finding the connections for the dunks.
The chemistry between Chris Paul and Wemby has been good so far this season.
Yeah.
I like that.
Who's been another standout on this team for you?
Oh, this is a rookie.
Stephon
Castle. He's been showing. He might win Rookie of the Year, to be honest. He's in contention for that.
Yeah. And you were speaking about Mitch Johnson earlier, our interim coach. Are you missing Coach Pop?
Yeah. Yes, but also Pop. He's getting old, and it's like not to be mean or anything, but it's about time to retire for him soon.
I hear that. But we're wishing him the best health, right?
Of course, we wish him the best with his recovery and everything.
Just to close this out, how many wins do you think we're gonna get this season?
I can't say an exact number, but plus 50.
Okay, very nice.
Plus 50.
And so you see us as a play-in or playoff team?
I think we're going to be a playoff team this year.
Love it.
We're improving. We've improved so much from last year.
Yeah, there's been a lot of improvement from last year. Absolutely. Well, thanks so much for being on this episode.
And what's your name?
Brandon.
Brandon? Nice to meet you, Brandon.
Nice to meet you too. Happy New Year, brother. Can I get a Go Spurs go?
Go Spurs go!
All right, fans, still halftime, and we got another fan, Curtis. Curtis, how do you like in tonight's game?
Oh, man, I'm loving it. I can't lie. I'm definitely loving the cushion we have developed so far.
Yeah, no, this is a great game. We're up 20 points at halftime. This is what we need to do when a team's playing off of a back-to-back. So, this season, what have you liked so far this season from this team?
This season, what I've been loving, honestly, is I'm liking the growth from Wemby. Honestly, from last year to now, I feel like he's taken a nice jump. I do like the fact that he has developed the outside shot. I would like to see him inside a little bit more, but I can't be mad at the outside shot as well. Sohan, like I heard about earlier, I do like the fact that he's doing a lot better with the defense. I would like to see him a little bit more offensive as well, but I can't complain, man, and I definitely am very happy with our rookie.
Yes, that's awesome, man. Great takes. I think, Sohan's a big, important part of this team. I think he can develop an offensive game, so we'll just need a little bit more time there. Wemby, so you're okay with these three-point shots, these outside shots that he's taking?
I'm not mad about him. I definitely would still like to see him inside, but if he's going to stay with this kind of game, then I do feel like we need to get another big man for sure.
Yeah, what else does this team need to take the next step to start competing, though?
I've been talking about it even since last year, man, that I feel like we need another solid big man. Kind of not one of those guys that we need to go pay a lot of money for, but somebody that we can get on a budget, man, that can pretty much be out there to pick up the trash for us and be able to dish the ball out.
Yes, exactly. We're not looking for a huge name here for that position. We just want somebody to rim protect, get the boards, bang some people up for Wemby, So I think a lot of fans are in agreement with that. So let's see what we do. I mean, do you think that the Spurs will trade Bassey or Collins this season?
That's a good question, man. I do if I'm honest, I do feel like somebody is going to get traded, unfortunately. And that's really unfortunate because I do like the fact that we have developed this young nucleus. I love to see when you see those young guys hungry, but I mean that's the name of the game, man.
Yeah, absolutely right. You gotta stay hungry, man. You gotta want it. This team, like, what does this team need to find a little bit more grit in these close games, a little bit more focus?
I feel like the grit is there. We just need some more shooters, man. And like I said earlier, that big man presence in there. I don't feel like it's Wemby's game to just solely focus on being that only big man presence. And you can tell that he likes to be offensive as well, but he's out there putting in a lot of work right now. He just needs some help with that big man presence, I feel like.
Yeah, he needs help. Let's get him some help.
Yeah.
What's your ideal starting lineup now that we have everybody healthy?
Starting lineup for the Spurs right now, ideally for me, would be Wemby, of course. I like a good balance between Chris Paul and Castle for sure. I like Harrison Barnes out there for sure. And then, of course, I like Sohan out there.
Yeah. And Devin Vassell, jumping in the starting lineup this past couple of weeks. Well, has he met your expectations this season?
Vassell definitely met my expectations, and even looking back at last year, I feel like he stepped up a lot and had to carry the team a lot for on his own before. But if I'm honest, it sucks to say it, man, but I feel like he might be one of those ideal pieces that may be getting dangled to bring in some more talent.
Okay. Yeah, you guys heard it here. I mean, honestly, yeah. Like, look, we want to take the next step,
of course.
And we're gonna need another player to do so. We're gonna need to make some changes, and that's okay. As a Spurs fan, like to you, that's okay, right?
It's okay to me, and if I'm honest, I really like what this rookie is doing, man. And I wouldn't want to see him go anywhere. So if we did have to get rid of Vassell, unfortunately, as much as I hate to say it, man, I wouldn't be mad if we had to do it. If I'm honest, I would much rather we try to put something together where we wouldn't have to do that. But if we did have to do it for the betterment of the team, I could understand it.
Okay, absolutely. And do you see us as a play-in or playoff team this year?
I think the floor is play-in for us.
Play-in?
I think that's the minimum for us this year.
All right.
I'm really liking what we're doing, and I don't feel like we're getting anything less than play-in this year.
Yeah, I love it. Love the attitude, positivity, baby. Spurs fans are alive tonight. Happy New Year's, everybody. Curtis, thanks for being on the episode tonight.
Not a problem at all, man.
Can I get a Go Spurs Go?
Go Spurs Go!
All right, fans, we got another fan tonight. Ron, how are you liking tonight's game?
I'm loving it. I'm loving the energy. I'm glad to be here in the festive of days of bringing on the new year. Yeah, Spurs at Frost Bank Arena, our
Love
stadium.
it, baby. Love it. Frost Bank Center, we are hyped tonight. In your eyes, Ron, what does this team need to take the next step?
To be honest, right now I really love how they focus on Wemby, but I really think the next step should be continue to bring a couple more pieces around Wemby. I believe more of a hustle game and more defensive, I think, and then that will help bring them to another level.
Absolutely. And who would you say our best defender is right now, in your eyes?
Wemby?
Yeah, besides Wemby.
Oh, besides Wemby, I would say, we got Chris Paul. He's still a vet, but we got Sohan too. So
yeah, no, those guys are solid. We already got Chris Paul help with a couple of steals tonight, just being really aware, and that's what he does. Like, what have you seen him bring to this team this year?
Chris Paul, veteran leadership, his savviness as a great point guard that he is, and I like the fact that Chris Paul can guide all his players with his wisdom.
And what do you think about Harrison Barnes in the starting lineup? Do you like that, or would you like to move Champagne into that starting lineup?
I would say Champagne. I think he's good where he's at. I would much rather have a veteran to be up in the starting lineup. So I would say Harrison would be that solid pick.
I agree with that completely too. I think Champagne can excel off the bench, and I really want that for him. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think it's important to have that vet presence on the court, especially when we have Stephon Castle in at the same time.
Yeah.
What have you liked from Castle this season?
Oh man, that rookie right there. He has a notion to go ahead and be the rookie of the year. He's playing solid. He's having some good games offensively, and he continue on to bring that basis. he's going to be a locked-in fit with the Spurs, I believe.
I think so too. I don't want to give him up. He has been getting a little less minutes this past week. Is that something that you think we should be concerned about, or do you think those minutes will tick up?
It's the business. It's really ultimately up on him. I mean, if you play hard and continue to see why, the reason why, he can go ahead and flourish. If you go ahead and produce a little bit more, drive on and bring that hunger in him.
Yeah. And tell the other Spurs fans, should we be optimistic about this team?
Definitely, though. The Spurs got a good core this year, and I think that we're going to be back up in the playoff contention sooner or later.
Yeah, and you've seen improvement, right?
Yep, I definitely have.
I love it. Ron Sr., thank you so much for being on today. Happy New Year's to you too, my man.
To you, boss.
Can I get a Go Spurs Go?
Hey, go Spurs, go!
Okay, Spurs fans, that's it for today's episode. I hope everybody enjoyed the other Spurs fans' takes. Again, Happy New Year's to all you Spurs fans. Thank you so much for a wonderful 2024. The Spurs are back January 3rd and January 4th, both games against the Denver Nuggets, and we will be back in the Frost Bank Center on January 4th for some more fan interviews. So if you happen to see us in section 125, feel free to stop by and say what's up. Be sure to keep up with GSG Nation on X at GSG Nation Talk, on Instagram and TikTok at GSG Nation, and subscribe and like this episode on GSG Nation on YouTube. Thanks again, Spurs fans. Go Spurs, go.